She is not addicted to you. She is addicted to how calm she feels around you. Most men think attraction comes from more talking, more chasing, more effort. They buy a better shirt, send longer texts, and wonder why nothing sticks. You have seen this. You impress for a moment, then you vanish from her mind. Meanwhile, the quiet man with presence does little, and she cannot stop thinking about him. It feels unfair, but there is a simple rule. Women remember the men who change their state, not the men who perform for attention. Here is the shift. You stop selling yourself and start mastering your inner state. Stillness over noise. Awareness over reaction. Boundaries over eagerness. When you hold your frame, you create the feeling she returns to. That is what people call Sigma. It is not a mask. It is a way of standing that says, I choose calm, and I do not need approval to lead. In this video, I will show you how to build that state stepwise. You will learn why silence raises curiosity, how distance creates desire, how to pass tests without fear, and how to make presence speak louder than words. No games, no chasing, no explaining, just control of what is yours and the confidence that follows. Stay with me now. This rewires how she experiences you. Let's get into it. Number 1. She feels you before you speak. There's something that happens long before you ever open your mouth. Before a word is said, she already knows what kind of man she's standing in front of. She can feel it, the energy, the tone, the rhythm of your presence. You don't need to explain it, and you definitely don't need to sell it. Women don't respond to logic first. They respond to what they feel in your presence. Let's make this real. David, 56, runs a construction business in Texas. After years of marriage, he's divorced, back in the dating world and trying to figure out what works now. One night he meets Julia, 52, at a friend's dinner party. He's polite, relaxed, and quiet. No big stories, no bragging. When he talks, he looks directly at her, calm, steady, listening more than he speaks. Julia laughs easily but keeps glancing his way, even when he's not talking. Later, her friend says, "You didn't say much, but she couldn't stop watching you." That's not mystery, that's energy. She wasn't drawn to the words, she was drawn to the state behind them. When you walk into a room with peace, when your breathing is even, your posture upright, and your attention grounded, she feels it instantly. That's what separates you from the men who rush to impress. Most men try to project strength. The Sigma man radiates it. Here's what's really happening. A woman's subconscious reads emotional signals faster than reason. Her nervous system is wired to detect safety, confidence, and direction. If your energy feels scattered, too eager, too loud, too reactive, her body senses instability before her mind can even label it. But if your presence feels steady, like a man who knows himself, she relaxes. That relaxation becomes attraction. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That is the essence of being felt before speaking. Your control over yourself becomes the atmosphere around you. You don't need to dominate the space. You stabilize it. And the more stable you are, the more magnetic you become. David didn't realize it at first, but his calmness spoke louder than confidence ever could. The next day, Julia texted him, not because he was charming, but because she wanted to feel that peace again. That's how attraction starts for mature women. Not from flash, but from stillness. Most men fail because they confuse loudness with presence. They talk too much, joke too fast, lean in too soon. Every move screams, "Look at me," and that energy pushes her away. What draws her in is quiet control. A man who doesn't need to be seen but naturally commands attention when he shows up. This is what Stoicism trains you for, to be calm in chaos, to stand grounded no matter who's in front of you. You stop performing and start existing with purpose. That quiet conviction is rare, and rarity is irresistible. So remember this, she doesn't fall for what you say. She falls for what she feels when you say nothing at all. If you've ever noticed that when she keeps glancing at you, even in silence, drop a comment and say, I've felt this before. Stay with me, because next we'll break down what happens when you stop chasing and let her start thinking about you. Number 2. When you stop chasing, she starts thinking. Here's one of the hardest truths for men to accept. The moment you stop chasing her is the moment she starts thinking about you. It sounds backward, but it's human psychology. When you're always available, always reaching, always reacting, you teach her brain that you're predictable. And nothing kills attraction faster than predictability. When you pull back, you don't create distance, you create space. And in that space, her mind starts to fill the silence with thoughts of you. She wonders what you're doing, why you've gone quiet, why your energy suddenly feels harder to access. That's when curiosity takes root. And curiosity is the seed of obsession. Most men don't realize they destroy their own mystery by trying too hard. Every extra text, every quick reply, every need for reassurance sends one clear message. You're more invested than she is. And once she feels that imbalance, she stops wondering. You've already given her the answer. She has you. A Stoic man does the opposite. He holds back, not out of pride, but out of principle. He understands what Epictetus meant when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom in relationships means you control your reactions instead of being controlled by emotion. You choose when to engage, when to pause, and when to let silence speak for you. This isn't about manipulation, it's about emotional balance. You stop chasing not to play games, but to stop begging for something that must be earned: respect, attention, desire. When you stop forcing outcomes, you create space for genuine attraction to grow. Think about it: when you're chasing, she never gets to miss you. Her nervous system stays calm because you're doing all the emotional labor. But when you step back, you trigger something deeper: uncertainty. And uncertainty is what draws people in. Her mind starts to replay your words, your tone, your calmness. She starts to realize that you're not like the others who crowd her attention. You're different, you're scarce. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Most men waste time chasing people who were never meant to be caught. Every message sent in desperation is time lost that could have been spent sharpening your mind, improving your focus, or mastering your peace. When you stop chasing her, you're not losing momentum, you're reclaiming your value. And something powerful happens in that shift. The more you invest in yourself, the less you depend on her response to feel worthy. That self-assurance is magnetic. Women feel it before they can explain it. You become the calm in her emotional storm, the man whose silence carries weight because it isn't born from anger, it's born from composure. So here's the paradox: the less you need her attention, the more she wants your presence. When you stop chasing, you move from the position of seeker to the position of prize. And that's not arrogance, that's balance. The Stoic man doesn't chase love. He attracts it by living in alignment with his own peace. If that truth hits you, if you've seen how silence makes her curious, drop a comment and say, "I know that shift." Stay tuned, because next, we'll explore why your silence can become your greatest weapon when you learn how to use it. Number 3. Silence makes her obsessed. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. And when used the right way, it becomes one of the most powerful tools a man can ever master. Most men can't stand silence. They rush to fill it with words, jokes, explanations, or validation. But a Stoic man understands that silence creates space, and space creates tension. That tension is what makes a woman start thinking about you long after you've left the room. Let's make this real. Michael, 54, runs a small architecture firm in Arizona. After a few months of casually seeing Rachel, 51, he noticed something. Every time there was a pause in conversation, she'd jump in to fill it. He didn't interrupt, didn't rush to respond. He simply smiled, stayed calm, and let the silence breathe. At first, she thought he wasn't interested. But after a few weeks, something changed. She started texting first. She began asking if he was busy. She even admitted one night, "You're so quiet sometimes, I can't figure out what you're thinking. It drives me crazy." That's the power of silence. It pulls her into your frame. When you stop explaining yourself, she starts imagining you. When you say less, she fills in the blanks, and her imagination will always be more powerful than your words. Most men lose that power because they fear being misunderstood. They explain every move, every emotion, trying to prove they're the good guy. But here's the truth. The man who can stay calm and silent under pressure radiates confidence. He doesn't need to prove his worth. His restraint proves it for him. In the early stages of attraction, silence does two things. It creates uncertainty and it builds authority. Women are drawn to both. Uncertainty keeps her emotionally engaged. Authority makes her feel safe in your presence. The mix of those two is addictive. Michael didn't plan this. He just stopped over-talking. He listened more. When Rachel told a story, he gave her his full attention. When she asked personal questions, he answered briefly, then smiled and changed the subject. Every moment of silence after that became charged. Not awkward, but magnetic. Here's why it works on a psychological level. Silence triggers introspection. When a woman doesn't know exactly what you're thinking, her mind starts replaying your last look, your tone, your expression. That mental replay turns into curiosity, and curiosity turns into obsession. Stoicism teaches this perfectly. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." In modern relationships, that means be unlike every man who talks too much texts too often and overreacts. Be the man who speaks with purpose and pauses with power. The less noise you make, the more meaning your words carry when you do speak. Michael once told a friend, "I stopped trying to be interesting and just started being silent." That shift changed everything. Rachel began doing what most women do when curiosity grows. She started investing more effort, more emotion, more energy, and all he did was stay composed. So if you ever worry that being quiet makes you forgettable, remember, this silence is not absence. It's presence multiplied. It's the pause that makes her lean in the calm that makes her wonder. If you've ever felt that when your silence made her chase, drop a comment and say, "That silence hits different." Stick with me, because next we'll uncover how you can control her emotions without saying a single word. Number 4. Control her emotions without words. Control isn't about dominance, it's about direction. You don't control a woman by forcing her to feel something, you control the environment that shapes what she feels. And here's the secret, you do it without a single word. When you walk into a room, your body language, tone and rhythm send a message long before you speak. If your energy is scattered, she feels it. If you're anxious, she mirrors it. But if you're calm, steady and intentional, her emotions start to sync with yours. That's how true emotional influence works. You lead the emotional tone without ever having to say, "Relax." You become the signal that tells her she can. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." What that means for you is simple. Your inner state paints the atmosphere around you. If you live in irritation, she feels chaos. If you live in peace, she feels safety. And women are magnetically drawn to the men who make them feel safe, not protected like a child, but seen and steady like an equal, who can finally let go of control. Most men misunderstand this and overcompensate. They raise their voices, use words to persuade or try to prove emotional strength through logic. But emotion doesn't respond to reason, it responds to rhythm. If your breathing is slow, your posture confident, your tone, deliberate her subconscious tunes into that frequency. You become the emotional thermostat, not the thermometer reacting to her every mood swing. This is why silence, stillness and composure are so powerful. They're the language of leadership. When you don't argue or beg for understanding, you show self-command. That's what makes a woman respect you, and paradoxically, it's what makes her feel more for you. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This isn't just about conversation. It's about emotional listening. Watch how she reacts when you don't interrupt. Notice how her tone changes when you keep eye contact but stay silent. That's when she starts revealing her real emotions. And because you're not reacting, she feels her feelings without fear of judgment and associates that emotional safety with you. Controlling her emotions doesn't mean manipulating her mind. It means maintaining such deep emotional stability that she can't help but calibrate to your peace. The more chaos she brings, the calmer you stay. The calmer you stay, the more she feels the need to match that calm. It's biological. It's ancient. It's attraction at the nervous system level. And here's where Stoicism turns theory into practice. Don't try to fix her emotions. Don't rush to make her feel better. Just remain steady, grounded, and intentional. Your restraint is what resets her. When you can hold that still frame, no matter how she reacts, you become unforgettable, not because of what you said, but because of how she felt in your presence. If you're serious about mastering this kind of control, the kind that changes how women respond to you without manipulation, join our member community. Inside, you'll get deeper lessons on Stoic psychology, emotional mastery, and quiet dominance, the real tools to command attraction through presence, not pressure. Because real power isn't loud, it's silent. It's the kind of calm that steadies chaos without needing to explain itself. And once you learn it, you'll never chase validation again, you'll attract it naturally. If you've ever felt that shift when she follows your calm instead of your words, drop a comment and say, "I've seen this." Stay tuned, because next we'll uncover how women test that calm and why passing those tests makes you unforgettable. Number 5. She tests you to feel safe. Every man has been there, that moment when she pulls back, throws a sharp comment, or suddenly seems cold for no reason. Most men panic. They think she's losing interest, but she's not. She's testing you. And the truth is, women test not to break you, but to trust you. Let's make this real. Richard, 58, is a financial advisor in Boston. He started seeing Emma, 54, a widow who hadn't dated in years. At first, everything flowed easily, but after a few weeks, Emma began saying things like, "You probably talk to other women," or "You're always so calm, do you even care?" Richard's first instinct was to defend himself, to explain that he was loyal and serious. But he caught himself. Instead, he smiled and said, "You'll figure that out with time." Then he changed the subject and kept his tone steady. That night, Emma texted him, "You're hard to read, but I like that." That's the test, and that's how you pass it. When a woman tests you, she's not trying to embarrass you. She's checking if your emotions can protect hers. Women feel safest with men who stay centered no matter what. She needs to know that your peace isn't fragile, that it doesn't disappear the second you feel challenged. Because if she can shake your mood with one question, she knows she can't lean on you when life gets harder. This is where most men fail. They take everything personally. They get defensive, argue, or try to win the moment. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone is mistaken, instruct them kindly. If you cannot accept it, you don't need to correct her feelings. You need to stay grounded while she expresses them." That's leadership, emotional leadership. Tests come in many forms. Sometimes she'll challenge your attention, act distant, or flirt to see your reaction. Sometimes she'll question your patience or your priorities. What she's really asking is, can I trust you to stay the same when things don't go my way? The answer isn't in your words, it's in your energy. If you stay calm, she feels safe. If you panic, she feels unsafe. It's that simple. Richard learned that silence and humor were his best allies. When Emma teased him, he'd smile and say, "You're trying to get a reaction, aren't you?" She'd laugh, tension gone. Because she wasn't looking for proof. She was looking for peace. Here's what you need to understand. Every emotional test is an invitation to prove your self-control. She's not your enemy. She's your mirror, showing you how strong your composure really is. Passing the test isn't about ignoring her, it's about understanding her deeper need for security. When you can meet emotion with stillness, you're no longer just attractive, you're trustworthy. Epictetus wrote, "No great thing is created suddenly." That includes trust. Each test you pass builds a layer of safety between you. Each moment of calm shows her she's found something rare, a man who won't break under pressure. And that's when attraction deepens, because a woman doesn't fall for how you talk. She falls for how you respond. If you've ever been tested like that and stayed calm enough to turn it around, drop a comment and say, "I stay grounded." Stay with me, because next we'll uncover how to make her miss you, not by disappearing, but by letting distance work in your favor. Number 6. Make her miss you on purpose. Most men think making a woman miss you means disappearing, ignoring her, or playing games. It doesn't. That's manipulation, and it backfires. Making her miss you on purpose is about creating emotional distance, not physical absence. It's about pulling back your energy, not your attention. When you do that with calm intention, her mind starts to chase what her emotions already crave: your presence. Here's the truth: people don't miss what's always available. They miss what once made them feel something rare. The man who's always reaching, texting, checking in, or explaining gives her no space to feel that emotional pull. The man who knows when to step back gives her silence to remember him. When you stop feeding constant attention, her nervous system reacts. She starts to wonder where you went, why your tone shifted, why you suddenly seem harder to reach. But what she's really missing isn't your texts, it's the emotional calm she felt when she had your focus. That's why distance, when used correctly, amplifies connection. Stoicism explains this better than any dating coach could. Epictetus wrote, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." You can't control when she texts, how often she calls, or whether she thinks of you at night. But you can control how you show up, how you detach, and how you let space do its work. That's emotional freedom, and that freedom is attractive. When you live with purpose, not waiting by the phone, not checking who liked your posts, you radiate stability. You show that your world doesn't shrink when she's not in it. And that independence triggers something powerful: curiosity. She starts to wonder what you're doing when she's not around. That curiosity slowly turns into longing. Women are drawn to what feels calm, yet hard to fully possess. When she realizes your life has rhythm without her, she starts to want back in. But here's the difference: she comes back on her own. When you make her miss you on purpose, you don't punish her with absence. You reward yourself with focus. You pour your energy back into your growth, your body, your business, your stillness. That shift is magnetic, because when she reaches out again and feels that your tone hasn't changed, calm, grounded, at peace, she realizes she's not dealing with a boy seeking attention, but a man who values his energy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful than your own soul." That's what women truly miss: the peace your presence gives them. It's not about how loud you are when you're near. It's about how quiet things feel when you're gone. So the next time she pulls away, don't chase. Let her go. Let space breathe. Let her curiosity build until she starts to crave what you carry naturally: your steadiness. You're not teaching her a lesson. You're reminding her of your value. And when she comes back, as she often will, don't bring up the distance. Just smile, stay calm, and continue being that man who doesn't need control to stay in power. If you've ever pulled back and watched her start chasing your calm, drop a comment and write, "I own distance." Stay with me, because next we'll break down how to stay calm when she pulls away and why that moment defines everything. Number 7. Stay calm when she pulls away. Every man knows that sinking feeling when she suddenly goes quiet, takes longer to reply, or seems distracted. Most men panic. They start overanalyzing every text, every emoji, every silence. But here's the truth: when a woman pulls away, she isn't always leaving. Sometimes she's testing your energy. And how you react in that moment determines whether she loses respect or grows even more drawn to you. Let's make this real. John, 57, owns a small logistics company in Chicago. He'd been dating Claire, 51, for a few months. Things were steady: regular calls, shared dinners, warm conversations. Then suddenly Claire became distant. Her replies turned short, her tone cooler. John's first instinct was to chase, to ask if something was wrong, to call more often. But instead he remembered what his own patterns had done in the past. Every time he chased, things ended faster. So this time he did the opposite. He stayed calm. He didn't send follow-up texts. He focused on work, on his routine. A few days later, Claire texted, "You've been quiet lately. Are you okay?" He smiled and replied, "Always. Just keeping life simple." That was all it took. Her tone shifted instantly, lighter, warmer. She was drawn back not because he chased, but because he didn't. This is the Stoic art of emotional restraint. When you stay calm as she pulls away, you communicate one powerful message: you're not afraid to lose her. That's rare. Most men crumble the moment connection feels uncertain. But Stoicism teaches the opposite: to detach from outcomes you can't control. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When she grows distant, your reaction defines your value. A calm man radiates certainty. An anxious man bleeds neediness. Women feel that difference instantly, not logically, but emotionally. When you chase, you confirm her fears, that you depend on her for emotional balance. When you stay calm, you prove that your peace is self-generated. That's the foundation of attraction for mature women: emotional consistency. She doesn't want perfection. She wants to know that her storms won't drown you. John noticed this too. When he stayed centered, Claire started leaning back in, calling him first, asking about his week, showing up again. Why? Because his calm created safety. It told her that she could have space without losing his respect. It told her that he wasn't desperate to control what wasn't his to control. Silence in these moments isn't passive, it's power in motion. You're showing her that your emotions are not up for negotiation. You respond, not react. You remain open, not obsessive. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." That's exactly what this moment is, a test of strength. The man who can hold his composure when she's unpredictable becomes unforgettable. Because emotional stillness is so rare, it stands out like a signal. So the next time she pulls away, breathe, let her drift. Don't text twice, don't overthink. Let your calm speak. Because she'll feel it, and when she realizes she can't shake you, that's when respect, attraction, and desire return all at once. If you've ever held your ground when she pulled away, drop a comment and write, "I hold stillness." Stick with me, because next we'll talk about how to lead without forcing control, the true mark of a Sigma man. Number 8. Lead without forcing control. Leadership in relationships isn't about domination, it's about direction. A Sigma man doesn't need to demand, convince, or control. He leads by example, by tone, by energy. The truth is, women don't want to be ruled. They want to feel guided. And the man who knows how to lead without forcing control creates a balance that feels natural, not imposed. Here's what most men get wrong. They think control means power. They try to dominate conversations, make every decision, or assert authority to prove strength. But that kind of control is fragile. It breaks the moment it's challenged. Real leadership is subtle. It's silent influence. It's the ability to move things forward without ever raising your voice or showing fear. Epictetus wrote, No man is free who is not master of himself. That's the foundation. Leadership begins with self-mastery, not with commanding others. You cannot lead her emotions, her trust, or her attraction if you haven't first learned to lead your own impulses. When you can stay calm under stress, when you can say less and still hold presence, she feels your leadership without needing to be told what to do. Stoic leadership is felt in rhythm, in how you breathe, how you move, how you make decisions. You speak less, but every word carries intention. You don't explain why you're calm, you show it. You don't tell her to relax, you become the reason she relaxes. When you lead without forcing control, you create polarity, that natural dynamic where she feels both safe and intrigued. Your steadiness gives her permission to be soft. Your silence gives her space to express herself. And your decisiveness gives her confidence that you know where you're going. That's what every woman subconsciously looks for: emotional direction without pressure. Think about this: when a man leads with force, he creates resistance. When he leads with presence, he creates trust. You can't force someone to follow you, but you can make following you feel effortless. It's the same principle the Stoics applied to life control. What's yours, let go of what isn't. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The Sigma man embodies that truth. He doesn't try to control her reactions or emotions. He controls his own and lets his composure influence the environment. That's real dominance, not because it's loud, but because it's steady. When you lead like this, she starts matching your energy. She adjusts her tone, her pace, even her breathing without realizing it. That's the biology of polarity, emotional alignment born from presence. And she follows your lead because it feels right, not because she's told to. To lead without control, you must first remove your need for validation. Stop seeking proof of your authority. When you no longer need to be right, you become powerful. When you no longer need agreement, you become respected. The calm man always wins because he never plays the same emotional game. And here's the paradox: when you stop forcing control, you gain it. The less you push, the more she leans in. The less you prove, the more she trusts. That's the Stoic balance. Quiet direction, calm certainty, silent strength. If you've ever felt that power when you led the moment without saying a word, drop a comment and write, "I master control." Stay with me, because next we'll talk about something even deeper: how your stillness can become the very thing she gets addicted to. Number 9. She gets addicted to your calm. Attraction isn't just about excitement, it's about relief. The truth is, most women live in constant emotional noise. Work, family pressure, and the endless chaos of modern life keep their minds running all day. When she meets a man who doesn't add to that noise, who instead becomes the quiet in the middle of it, her body notices before her mind does. That's the beginning of emotional addiction. Let's make this real. Thomas, 56, owns a small tech company in Denver. He met Lisa, 53, at a business networking event. Their first conversation was short, steady, easy. He didn't talk fast or fill every pause. He just listened, smiled, and spoke with a calm certainty that made her slow down too. Over time, Lisa found herself texting him more often, not because he said anything special, but because every interaction with him made her feel different. When she was stressed, his tone steadied her. When she was unsure, his presence grounded her. Eventually, she told him, "You make everything feel less chaotic." That's when Thomas realized calm is more seductive than charm. When a woman gets addicted to your calm, she's not chasing you. She's chasing the emotional balance she feels in your presence. You become a reset for her nervous system. And that's why the Stoics said, man conquers the world by conquering himself first. The one who controls his emotions controls the atmosphere around him. Most men think they need to impress women by being bold, funny, or dominant. But the more you try to create emotional highs, the more unstable you feel. A mature woman doesn't want more highs, she wants consistency. The man who stays calm under pressure, who listens without judgment, who doesn't let small things shake him, that man becomes her anchor. Thomas didn't try to be different, he just refused to rush. When Lisa got emotional, he didn't fix it, he stayed steady. When she pulled away, he didn't panic, he kept his peace. The more consistent his calm became, the more connected she felt. Why? Because her emotions learned to trust him before her mind did. Women remember how a man makes them feel, not just what he says. Calm is rare, and rarity is addictive. When your energy stays balanced, you become a safe emotional space in a chaotic world. She'll seek that energy again and again, sometimes without even realizing why. It's not manipulation, it's biology. Her nervous system associates your steadiness with safety, and safety is the deepest form of attraction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." When you live from that kind of inner harmony, you radiate something magnetic. You don't need to raise your voice, chase validation, or overthink her reactions. Your calm becomes the authority in every room you walk into, and the comfort she keeps returning to. Thomas noticed something powerful. The calmer he became, the more Lisa invested. Not because he pushed for more, but because his presence felt like home. That's when he realized being peaceful isn't passive, it's powerful. So remember this, your calm is not silence, it's signal. It tells her you've already mastered what most men are still trying to find: peace. If you've ever seen that happen, when your calm drew her closer, drop a comment and write, "I am unshaken." Stay with me, because next we'll finish with the final transformation, becoming the man she can't forget. Number 10. Be the man she can't forget. Every woman has that one man who lingers in her memory, not because he was the loudest or the richest or even the most charming. She remembers him because he made her feel something she couldn't explain. It wasn't chaos. It wasn't drama. It was calm depth and quiet strength. He was the man who didn't chase, didn't plead, didn't break his peace to keep her attention. He simply was, and that is what makes a man unforgettable. Being the man she can't forget isn't about tricks or tactics. It's about becoming an experience. When she thinks of you, she doesn't recall your words. She recalls the way your presence felt, the steadiness in your tone, the way you listened, the quiet confidence in your eyes. These are the things that leave a permanent mark because they're not performances, they're reflections of mastery. Most men try to be remembered by being louder, funnier, or more dramatic, but intensity fades. What lasts is emotional gravity. When you live with grounded confidence, you pull people in without even trying. That's what Stoicism teaches. The man who masters his emotions controls his influence long after he's gone. Seneca once wrote, "He who is brave is free." Freedom is the essence of unforgettable presence. You are not tied to her reactions, her moods, or her approval. You exist fully in your purpose, and that independence becomes your magnetism. When she realizes you don't need her to validate your worth, her respect deepens. When she sees you walking calmly through conflict, she sees something she's not used to: peace that doesn't depend on anyone else. That's when you move from attraction to memory, because peace leaves fingerprints. Long after you stop calling or texting, she'll still feel that calm you brought into her life. When other men try to impress her, she'll notice how reactive they are, how easily they lose control, how quickly they chase. And in those moments, she'll think of you, the man who didn't flinch, the man who didn't beg, the man who stayed still and strong like an anchor in the storm. Being unforgettable doesn't mean being perfect. It means being present. It means showing up with intention, leading with quiet strength, and leaving without bitterness. When you walk away, you don't carry resentment, you carry dignity. That kind of ending is what makes her memory linger. She'll think of the way you handled silence, not as weakness, but as confidence. The way you listened instead of competing to be heard. The way you never tried to win her over, yet somehow she always felt like she wanted to prove herself to you. That's the paradox of masculine energy. The more you own yourself, the more she remembers you. You stop trying to stand out, and that's exactly what makes you stand apart. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, that's it." You don't become unforgettable by chasing love. You become unforgettable by embodying it through composure, purpose, and presence. When you master that balance, calm but powerful, kind but unshaken, she can't erase you. Not because you left a mark on her mind, but because you left peace in her heart. So now you understand the truth. A woman doesn't remember what you said. She remembers what she felt when you were near. From your silence, your calm, your distance to your strength, every moment was about mastering yourself, not controlling her. That's what makes you the man she can't forget. The power isn't in chasing or convincing. It's in your presence, in the way you stay grounded, centered, and unbothered. That's the real essence of Stoicism. In relationships, control yourself, and the world starts responding differently. If you're ready to take this deeper, to learn how to apply these Stoic principles to real relationships, attraction, and emotional control, join our member community. Inside, you'll get private lessons, advanced teachings, and weekly guidance to help you live, lead, and love like a true Stoic man. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next lesson. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.